There's a statement found in Ecclesiastes that I fell in love with many years ago. A living dog is better than a dead lion. Ecclesiastes 9:4. In the Bible, and especially to the Hebrew people, a dog was a contemptible creature. That makes no sense to us in our culture where dogs are beloved and adored. But in Bible times, dogs were never pets, and they certainly didn't live inside the house, or wear sweaters, or have food specially made for them. Dogs usually had no owners. They ran in packs, and they scavenged for their food. They were considered unclean animals, and throughout the Bible, references to dogs are used to illustrate reproach and unworthiness. Lions, on the other hand, make us think of strength and agility, power, courage, majesty. The Bible refers to the lion scores of times to speak of nobility, fierceness, boldness, and might. So this verse presents a great contrast between what people in those days thought was the most useless of animals and what people of old time regard as the king of the beasts. But it uses this contrast to paint quite an unexpected picture. It says, a living dog is better than a dead lion. Do you see the image? The most useless of animals, if he's alive, is infinitely more valuable than the mightiest of animals if he's dead. A living dog is better than a dead lion. Here's why that verse means so much to me. When I assess my value, my usefulness to the cause of Christ, and I try to determine whether I'm a mighty lion or a lowly dog, it doesn't take me long to figure out what my status is. I look in the Bible and I see some mighty lions: Moses, Elijah, Daniel, Paul. And then I look at myself and I say, yeah, I'm just a dog. But you know what Moses, Elijah, Daniel, and Paul have in common? They're all dead. And a living dog is better than a dead lion. I read history, and I'm awed by John Bunyan, Jonathan Edwards, George Whitefield, Charles Spurgeon, all of them lions, but all of them dead. I'm not a lion, I'm just a dog. But a living dog is better than a dead lion. If I were to compare my talents and abilities with the talents and abilities of successful people in this world, I'd find myself in the dog category again. When it comes to brains and skills, I cower in the shadows of wildly successful financiers, builders of corporate empires, scientists who produce inventions that transform the entire world. But wait, when it comes to eternal exploits, those lions are dead. Their dollars, their corporations, their inventions, their world records, their songs are going to die with them. These people are lions, but they're spiritually dead lions. The things that we dogs accomplish for Christ are going to matter for all of eternity. Nobody's going to be rewarded at the judgment seat of Christ for becoming a billionaire, or for inventing a smartphone, for hitting the most home runs, or for winning the most Grammys. But Sunday school teacher, you're going to be given everlasting rewards by the Son of God for teaching the Bible to those boys and girls week after week. Soul winners, altar workers, ministry workers, nursery workers, greeters, ushers, custodians, parking lot attendants, baptistry workers, choir members, every servant of the Lord who faithfully does your job with excellence for the Lord in the shadows. The King of Kings is going to look you in the eye, call your name, and personally thank you and reward you for your years of dedicated service to Him. And those rewards will be of the utmost value to you for all of eternity. A living dog is better than a dead lion. Why don't you forget about whether you're a lion or a dog and instead give the Lord the one great advantage that you do have? You're living. If you're still breathing, you can still make a difference for the Lord. You can still intercede for other people in prayer. You can still present the gospel to a lost person. You can still hand someone a gospel tract. You can still encourage a brother or sister in the Lord. You can still work in a ministry at church. You can still tithe and give to missions. For a living dog is better than a dead lion. Christian, if you're alive, you possess the most important quality of a servant of the Lord. Stay the course.